The sticker on the wall says we have a new computer to build today, along with probably some other things. I think that's the empty case. Yeah, we got some stuff to do today. Let's do this one first, because it's the most pressing. And it really is not all that pressing. I don't know, whatever. Let's go to remove the case, or remove the case. Let's remove the case from the computer. Staggering. I don't even know what we're doing with this one. I guess I should probably pay attention to that. Raymond. Who is this? J. Raymond. A 1500X, a golden 980 Ti, 16 gigs of T-Force Silver 3000. Okay. We need to remove the PCI lock then. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. And we can go ahead and just install the new GPU. 980 Ti. We got a bunch of these, by the way. We're going to make a boatload of money back in terms of all of our crap-a-doodle here. We're going to get rid of this RAM. This is a comparatively worse RAM than what we're going to be using. Oh. I think it's fine. I just have to remove that and then it'll stop complaining. Memory! 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 We said T-Force, right? So here, we'll go ahead and pop one in there, and then we'll open our clips, and memory, drop some more T-Force in there, and now let's remove this big honkin' thing. I need to see where your cable is. There you go. Man, I just did this not long ago, and then did it again even less not long ago. More type thing. Yeah. If you don't know what that means, and I don't know how you could possibly not know what that means, basically what it means is I had a bad processor. I'm going to use this particular program to talk about it, this game, rather than other things. I guess maybe I'll get around to doing a proper video about my computer at some point, but I literally had a bad processor. Not joking. I have RMA'd my processor. It is on its way back to AMD. I would hope that by the time this video posts, maybe I'll even have the new one. I don't know. Not really sure about that. This music is really kind of weirding me out, by the way. We were not giving you a new power supply, apparently. Okay, excellent. Let's go ahead and install the USB thing. But anyway, more about my computer and less about Jay Raymond's here. I quite literally had a bad processor. The reason I know it's a bad processor is because I bought another processor. Yes, I'm that weird. I bought a new processor, exact same one that I already didn't want to begin with because I could not get the processor I wanted. So I bought another 5800X, which, by the way, nothing against the 5800X. I have since learned that when you get one that runs properly, holy crap, dude, not even joking. You overclock one of those things, I'm not talking about an all-core overclock. I'm just talking about, like, generally. Just making sure everything else looks good here. Looks fine. Like you do some TBO or the auto OC, even just the auto OC. Like it's in, like if you don't want to really get your hands dirty and get into BIOS and doing all that jazz, if you use the Ryzen master program, and I know a lot of people crap on it, but you know what? It was perfectly stable for me. I hit the auto OC and I won't lie. That thing was hauling. It was pretty sure that was breaking. If it wasn't breaking 5K on single, let's see. I think this computer needs. Hold on, 3DMark. Okay, that's what I wanted to make sure. But I think it was, if it wasn't breaking 5K on single boost, it was like right there. It was like 49.98 sort of thing. I think it was. I don't remember now. Honestly, I really don't. But that thing was hauling butt. It was a really, really sweet setup when I put in a processor that actually worked. It was amazing. Like literally, it was, the difference was I put in a new processor and it just worked. I no longer had all of the crashing that I have covered over the last several months of my whining and complaining. It just worked. And then when I overclocked it, I didn't have to do a all-core overclock, undervolt, etc., which really wasn't bad actually. On the bad chip, that was fine for the most part. It's just when you do the all-core overclock with the Ryzen processors, Windows doesn't know what to do when you sleep the computer. It gets confused. So you sleep the computer and you turn it back on, and all of a sudden it says you're running at, I don't know, 5 gigahertz, 6 gigahertz, like some sort of weird stuff. It's wonky. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me, but it's what it does. So you just, if you're like me, where you like to sleep the computer, wake it up, sleep it, wake it up, etc., etc., it doesn't really work out that well, which is kind of a shame, but, it is what it is. I was able to make the computer work once I finally figured out how I could get it stable. But the real trick to getting it to be properly stable was quite literally replacing the processor with a brand new one. And then, after I finally got my computer stable, I was very fortunate in that I was able to finally buy a 5950X, and that is currently what I am playing on right now, is a 5950X. Let me make sure I'm not putting a new cooler on this guy. I'm not. So, believe it or not, I am finally using my computer the way it was meant to be built months ago. Like, took forever to get there, and I am insanely happy that I finally did. I didn't mean to do that. Okay. Go ahead and close all of those things. Close that. Okay, let's put the cooler back on. I hate when I do that. I was going for that one, and I hit the wrong thing, or I didn't hit the right thing or something. Anyway, whatever's fine. So yeah, rocking the 5950X finally. Really happy about it. In some respects, it's better than I hoped it would be, and in others, it's worse. And that's in part because when I overclocked that 5800, holy crap, dude. I was able to get insane single core off of the one chip that I had, like legitimately good stuff. And this processor, I don't think it's as high performing. It's not bad. I'm talking single core here. It's not bad, but it's not quite as good as I would have hoped it would be. But overall, still pleased with it. And I'm honestly still tinkering with it. I have a little overclock going on it now because, I don't know how to use a computer that isn't overclocked anymore. I mean, my last one, that was one of the first things I did. I couldn't even tell you if I even used that computer without overclocking it. I genuinely don't know. My 5960X, I just instantly was like, nope, I'm just overclocking this thing and going to town, because that was why I specifically got that processor. Because I knew I could get a crazy overclock on it. And I did. And it was good. I was happy with it. Let's go ahead and get this guy up and running. And we can turn that on, and let's enter the BIOS. Temperature's not great, but that's probably a matter of that cooler more than anything else. Everything else is looking happy. We'll go ahead and play changes and restart. We'll let that reboot and go see what's going on over here. Look at that, 5182, and we have a goal of, where's my 5029? Perfect. So, oh, I didn't mean to do that. Crap. That's actually bad because I need to uninstall all that stuff still. Ugh. I don't have any notes on this one about cables, so I'm just gonna leave this nice array of cables in there and call it fine. And then this one, we can go ahead and pop the USB drive in, since we do need to do that for this one. We will install that guy, give it a second to reboot. Come on, you can do it. Okay. Back to this one without hitting the wrong thing. So anyway, long story short on my stuff, finally operating the computer the way it was meant to be, and also have more stuff that I'm going to put in it, but that's not as critical as everything else leading up to all this had been. So, like I said, very, very pleased that I was finally able to get everything together. It took literally months to get everything that I wanted for this computer, and here we are. The joys of a pandemic. Go ahead and turn that off, and I should be able to yank that off the table. And if I'm not mistaken, we should. I didn't pay attention to make sure I put all of the parts back in there, but Raymond, collect some money. 5 stars. I saw they ran the benchmark with a score of 5029. No, they didn't. And they used shiny new parts. That part is true. We ran a benchmark of 5129 or something like that. Stop underselling me, people. I do better work than that. Okay. Go ahead and pop Ranger in here. And let's see what we need to do for Ranger. Ranger. Here, let me get rid of Raymond, because we've already done that one. Add 8 gigs of Fortis 2400. And we're using a 6600K from our inventory. So we're going to get a little bit of money here by way of getting rid of some used parts. And they're going to get a better performing computer out of it. Good deal. I'm happy about that. I genuinely am. I think that's good stuff. Lots of dust here, by the way, in case you haven't noticed. Lots of dust. Getting there. Almost there. I think we're good now. Perfect. Okay, let's go ahead and pop in our memory first. So we could do some G-Skill Flare. G-Skill Fortis is what we said we're going to be using. Let's open up that memory clip. We're using the black slots for the RAM, not the red slots. Unplug that guy, take this out. We're going to yank out your processor. Thanks for that. We'll sell that to someone else at some point, probably. 6600K is going in. Close the door. Pull down the thing, apply some paste. Put on the cooler. And theoretically, this one should be fine. I don't think we'll need another cooler for that. I suspect that'll be just fine. And then we can go ahead and, I guess, turn this thing on. I need to grab the USB stick from the other computer. It would be nice to have a second USB stick, but I kind of am insulted at the cost and don't want to do it. Let's go ahead and go into BIOS, and we'll make sure that your RAM is set properly here, 43 degrees. That means I did not forget to thermal paste this. 5406, I think, if I'm not mistaken, that is within acceptable performance, so we'll go ahead and remove this. Go ahead and restart. And I'm just going to check here, 5406. Oh yeah, we're great, no problem there. Now let's take this off. We'll put you over there. And then if we come back to this guy, we do need to install our USB drive again. Okay. And then let's install our 3DMark here. We don't need a great score on this one compared to the other two. Still a respectable score. But it doesn't need to be as insane as the other one was. That's fine. So then we should be able to collect the money for Ranger. Oh, I bet I forgot to put something back, didn't I? Like, all sorts of things. Here, let's do that. Like, sides and stuff. Here, side panel. My bad. There it goes. Okay. So now, we should be able to collect the money on whoever's that was. Mark Goodall. PC has a benchmark score 4958. No, it doesn't. It's much more. Great. Got a bunch of money for that. Happy to see that. Let's go ahead and let's run 3DMark here. And while that's doing that, I'm going to put the side panel back on this guy because it should be okay now. Can I see you down there? There we go. And then I think the last thing we have out of these orders that we already had waiting for us is to build a new computer for someone. So we'll go ahead and do that. And let's go ahead and take the back panel off too. Okay, so this is the one for T. Lewis. We're going to go ahead and slap that sticker on there just so we know who this is for. I mean, we know who this is for, but you know what I mean. All right, so we're going to do a 6700K. I didn't put this all in the correct order, so let's start with the Mortoni motherboard. Okay. Oh, man. This would be really nice to have the thing that automatically puts the posts in and then automatically puts the screws in because... One more to go. Okay. So we're going to drop in a 6700K. Even by today's standards, that's still a pretty smoking processor. Genuinely is. That's it's not a bad processor there. Okay, we'll go ahead and wire this guy up right now. I forget if there was a specific order for cables here. It doesn't look like it, so we'll just use black cables. I think that's fine. So we're going to do a 550 watt cooler master. I'm going to say this one was like someone who was a fan of these or something. I don't remember what the deal was. Nope, not that. Dang it, didn't mean to do that. Here, remove that thing. Let's put the dust filter in before I forget, because I'm going to be confused later when it doesn't work. What am I missing? What's supposed to go in here? It doesn't make any sense. Wah, 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 wah. What are we doing for a drive for this thing? 240 gig SSD and a 2 terabyte hard drive. No kidding. Go us. So that must be the A data. Can I guess that goes right up there. And then 2 terabyte Seagate. Nope, that needs to be open. Close the drive bay, then close that. Then install the PSU mount. Okay. I think this one's getting a golden TI thing. And then I think that's it. Basically. Got everything else in there. We might throw some case fans in just for giggles. We got a few of those kicking around. Graphics card. Okay. Guess it helps to free up the PCI slots before you try to drop in a big honking graphics card. Look at that thing. That is a pretty substantial graphics card, like no joke. Let's open our memory clips here. And let's see if I can figure out which ones are going in there. Guessing it's the Corsair Dominator. I do like me some Corsair RAM. Not currently using that, but have in the past. I think my last computer was Corsair, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was Corsair Dominator, too. Like, different line. Maybe it was Corsair L... I don't know. It was something. But, yeah. I like their stuff. Genuinely do. Good stuff. Let's... Maybe what we'll do is... let's remove the front panel, and then... Can I put that guy... We'll just put maybe one of these in here. And then, just for giggles, can we drop a 120 up there? I'd really like to have a fan up there. That's not going to happen, though. Okay. Whatever. We'll give him an extra fan. I'm fine with that. Nope. I wanted to put the front panel back on. And then let's go ahead and... Oh, I need... Oh, yeah, this one's good. Look at that. Perfect. Kill power here. Put this one over there. And then I can come back over here. And Lazy Man put the USB drive in. Perfect. Now let's wire up everything. Connect, 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 connect. Hey. I meant it. Go ahead and connect it. It's fine. Get this guy powered up as well. Oh, come on. Come on. Oh, come on. Fine, do that one first. And now does this one want to play nicely? There it goes. Okay, video card. And then I think that's it for internals now. So it should just be externals. And let's power this thing on, and I need to go over here so I can get everything set up on the BIOS correctly. 40 degrees. I've seen worse. Everything else should be fine. That should be the boot device. So theoretically, that word again, should go ahead and install the OS on its own there. Love that. Like, I'm not even going to get this side panel on before it's done installing and booting. That's great. This does meet the requirements of playing World of Tanks. So, just like that, we are done. Let's collect some money. Alright, so D-Ranger. Let's collect our money on that one. 5 stars. Benchmarked. It benchmarked better than that. Don't undersell me. T. Lewis over here. With your budget of $17.50, we have come in under budget and built you a really, really solid machine. I would be pleased to have that one. Okay. Let's see what we have here. Dear Sir Madam. I can't even speak. Dear Sir Madam. My PC is super sluggish. I need this PC to hit at least 3763 in benchmarks. I'm hoping for 16 gigs of memory. If you can stretch to that, it's not as quick as it used to be. My brother has Zotac in his PC. He says they're the best. Okay. Lots of love, Kingsley. Thanks, Kingsley. Yeah, we can do that one. Let's see, what do you have in here? 6600K, 3763, that should be possible. That's just a new video card. Although we'll have to see what sort of Zotac cards are around. The dream is over. Just letting you know that Film Classics Archive is dead. Oh, that's a shame. Not because of you. I'm super grateful that you came through with those repairs, but you actually got hit with a legal takedown. Oof. Turns out hosting a few hundred cult movies for free download is illegal? Who knew? I mean, it's not like you can buy the DVD or anything. These companies don't even care about the movies. They just want to bully the little guy. It's a scandal! But I'm not going to take this lying down. I'm going to fight them every step of the way. Watch this space. I really wish it was watch this space. Well, good luck with that, Mr. Paterberg. I wish you well in your fight. Oh... goodness, goodness. I am over the cliff edge, hanging for dear life above the abyss of despair, as the world hurls stones and treads on my fingers. Yes, I am doomed, and by extension, literature is doomed with me. My work was stored on the computer's hard drive, countless hours of torturous banality, feeding my life's work into this unfeeling machine, and all for naught? It's interesting that the writer guy can't spell not. The hard drive failed and you replaced it with another. Ergo, all that was is lost. Fear not. I do not blame you. I blame my editor for proposing this Sisyphean task in the first place. But I will require your services once more. In my anguish, I delivered a terrific thrashing unto this demoniac machine which has cost me my time, my patience, and, I fear, my sanity. Needless to say, it no longer turns on. This is fine by me. But my editor is becoming intolerably anxious, so I'd like you to fix it, if for nothing else, than to keep him quiet. Best regards, Bruce Van Cleef, award-winning author. So he gave it a thrashing, And yet, what he broke is maybe the power supply or something? Okay, that's easy enough. Hazel Leaf, bad energy. Thank you again for attempting to repair my computer. However, on receiving, I noticed that it still doesn't turn on. I'm kind of annoyed with you. Woodsy Alliance tells me there may be a malevolent spirit to blame. Didn't get all the details. Lubricate all the components with a highly diluted solution of thermal paste. This has the effect of triggering the computer's own cooling mechanisms, which may aid recovery from any malware infection. Burn the thigh bone of a blessed sheep in the presence of the computer to drive out the evil spirits. If you cannot easily obtain an ethically sourced sheep bone, a chicken drumstick will do. Place round magnets at the energy points on your forehead and your upper chest. They can be held in place with sticky tape. Important! Do not get too close to the computer while conducting the ritual, or the magnetic essence will blink the hard drive. You are high as a kite. I just don't even know what else to say about you. I don't like this person, but I'll take their money. So we have some new parts available. A larger, maybe, a universal cryo rig cooler. And looks like, I'm guessing that's a new motherboard. B350, so that would be a Ryzen board if I'm not mistaken. Maybe? I forget. I'm not as familiar on the B boards, but I think B350, 450, 550, and then X370, 470, 570. I might not be right on that one, though. And we got some new stuff here. NZXT S340 Elite, AMD Ryzen 5, 6-core 1600X. So we've moved up to the 1600X on the Ryzen stuff. That's pretty awesome. We're still on first-gen Ryzen, but hey, I'm happy to see that. And what else do we have? Some new Arctic Freezer coolers. That's fun. And a Cooler Master Air Pro 4 and a Gigabyte X370 Gaming 5. Excellent. All right, so we don't actually have much we need to buy today. We're going to upgrade Kingsley here, former Jiffy. You're going to want 16 gigs of RAM, and you're going to want a Zotac card. Now, let's just take a look again to see what you have. You have a 290 greater and a 660K, but you want a benchmark of 3763. So 6600K, which is going to be pretty good here. Let's just call that 1200. And then you want a Zotac card. Ooh, the best Zotac card we can do currently is the 1060. But if we give you a new processor, we could get over that bump. And we should be able to do that without any problem. So we can bump this person up to a 6700 because they're rocking the 6600. What do you have in here? 450. That's going to not be a problem. So I think that's going to be my plan of attack here is let's go ahead and give them a 6700. I just want to see what the price of this guy is. I guess we are already up there. This is just the X, so it's going to be the faster version of that. No, we have the 1700. Interesting. I'm so confused. Maybe it was just the X we got, and we already had the 16 and 1700, but didn't have the X. I don't know. All right, that's going to be 250 bucks for that graphics card. Let's do some Zotac. And let's see, the fastest Zotac we can get is that one. And we have a budget here of 800 bucks, and we need some more RAM. So what sort of RAM are you rocking here? Some Corsair Dominator 2800. So let's go back to our memory, and we'll do Dominator 2800. We'll just we'll stick with what you have. I'm fine with that. And we're coming in well under budget, so 705, and we have a budget of 800. So I think what I might want to do is buy a couple more fans just to at least replace the one that we used. That'll be fine. 28 bucks for that guy. I guess that's really all we used. We're sitting on $6,000 right now, and technically we could drop the 5,000 after today and get a little bit of the company. Maybe we'll do that. I just want to see what else. 300. I don't think I'm going to worry about that. Let's go to our cart. We're going to do next day delivery. That's going to be fine. We don't need any other parts, right? I just want to take a second to make sure that that's indeed accurate. So that's a diagnose and fix. This is just a get rid of viri. Okay, let's go ahead and do that. So this is where I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to do it. Before I do it, let's look at the calendar, which is weirdly only a paper calendar. We don't have anything coming up for a while. Utility bill is going to be a week and some change out. And basically 2 weeks, really. We should be able to make up enough money by then. Let's go ahead and do this. I hate doing this, but we're going to do it. There we go. Congratulations on your recent share acquisition. You now own 10% of Tim's Red Hot Repairs. Cool. All right, so over here, we must own 25% of the company to change its name, and we are almost halfway to 25%. A little less than 25, a little less than halfway, a little less than 50% to 25% of the ownership of this company. So on that note, let us leave the workshop for the day, let our stuff be delivered, and I'm going to ask you to go deliver yourself to patreon.com/KIC Gaming, where you will find my value for value proposition there. And when you come back here, we'll have another one of this ready to go, and apparently more emails to read, because reading emails is what we do. Catch you next one. Until then, thanks for watching. See you later.